Continuing from Case 101. This is Dr. Christian Gonzalez, Head Researcher of Anomalous Entities for the Paranormal Investigations Bureau. Today is March 17th, 2022, with the time at 2:40 p.m. Eastern Standard. State your name and field for the record, please.
Dr. Jax Morales, Head Researcher of Anomalous Space and Commander of Alex's Joint Research Team. Sorry, I meant Commander Rhodes.
I see you two are getting friendly.
She's nice, very passionate about this project, which is more than I can say for some. She's busy with relocating to our new camp in the Sunken City.
How are your men adjusting? Moving back and forth between our world and liminal space and all that.
It's been a little overwhelming at first. My men have spent the first few days reconnecting with their families. Alex recently got into contact with her sister Laura.
I see. After the committee allowed our respective teams to be a sort of joint task force, things have been a little hazy. Especially since I haven't been around to supervise for a few days.
I noticed that. The director must be having fun shipping you off to different places when he knows you're needed here.
Part of the job, I suppose. Why don't you catch me up on your latest mission? The one that involves a certain headache of yours?
Rupert Jones. He and his army overtook the neighborhood that was supposed to be our territory. With Alex's help, we made a safe route out of the factory where we first found them, made an outpost over the Sunken City, and burrowed through the caves. Our only problem was the wheat field on the other side of the cave. It's way too open, and it's crawling with entities that'll kill us before we get eyes on them.
Refresh my memory. Instead of going around or over the cave, you went through it. Why?
The land above the cave is run by a mercenary faction. If Alex didn't have good relations with them, we'd never make it past the Sunken City. Walking through those caves is no picnic either, considering the fact that those places are swarming with translucent spiders. Ugh.
I've had the privilege of studying those things along with their exec. My team and I almost lost them both before the infrared vision in our goggles kicked in.
Creepy little things, aren't they?
Definitely. Our old friend, Dr. Kayla Ramirez, now Linda Castillo, fell unconscious and almost didn't wake up. After that, I'm not sure. I wasn't present for many of the trials.
Oh? Kayla works for you guys now.
She doesn't know why she's under a microscope, but she's proving herself. Now, back to Rupert Jones. Is this guy someone we have to worry about?
Well, as soon as we got close to the neighborhood, we saw 3 people strung up like scarecrows. Arms and legs broken at the joints and completely malnourished. Horrible way to go, in my opinion.
Cult mentality, I assume?
More like an angry mob from the 1800s mentality. You know, the whole, this is our land and we won't let you take it from us. That kind of thing. According to Alex, Rupert was once a member of her colony after being a Kentucky farmer in our world. He started preaching, excuse the word choice, about how liminal space was their punishment and it was their duty to bring order to the chaos of that dimension.
Hard to be a saint in a reality designed to kill them.
Tell me about it. I'm sure you can figure out the rest of Jones's origin story.
Oh, it's one I've heard before. A radical man gets an epiphany and acts accordingly when, in reality, he's going mad.
The feeling of isolation, of constant paranoia, can do that to you. It amazes me how Alex and her people survived as long as they did.
They had each other. I'll have one of my guys organize a task force with Alex's men. I just hope we can avoid wasting resources on misguided individuals. Thank you, Doctor.
Chris, can I ask you a question?
Do you even have to ask?
Why does the director care so much about this liminal space operation we're running with Alex? I'm getting orders from the brass to give to her and her men, and she's as confused as I am.
Listen, what I tell you can't leave this room. Some of this stuff is top level.
When have you ever known me to talk more than I'm supposed to in this business?
There's more going on here than just exploration. As soon as Alex brought up that government project in the city, everyone's been under a microscope. I've never seen more staff and resources pooled into an operation since Apollo 19, and we had the Martians to thank for getting it on wheels.
What could liminal space possibly have that could be of value to us? That place is one massive nightmare. Open the door of a house and you end up in a hotel. And may the universe have mercy on your soul if you wind up in the wrong hotel.
I have no idea what they're after. Deputy Director Smith tells me that this is purely a scientific expedition, a journey through the unpredictable. In a way, he's not wrong about that. We ship different species of monster out of liminal space every day, and I personally enjoy having a few Martian scientists on my research team. They give a fresh perspective about some of the things we encounter here.
Vallow, the Martian astrophysicist, is notorious for that.
The thing about Smith is that he's not a scientist. He doesn't have the spark you'd see in any explorer of science, medicine, or even the stars. He's a government agent type. When I asked Smith about the possibility of a government experiment in the city, he said it was merely a rumor.
You think he's lying?
I think he knows more than he's letting on, and considering how close we are, I'm worried about what the big guy's not telling me. I was his top pick to help run this place. There's nothing he knows that I don't.
Now what?
Nothing drastic. We focus on Jones. If we can't make them see reason, we'll drive them out by force.